Property Tribes on location at the Landlord and Letting Show in Coventry, and I'm joined by a familiar face around the forums. It's Kevin Wright, and always lovely to catch up with you, Kevin.
Oh yeah, hello there. Hello Vanessa. Likewise with you.
Thank you. Now, 2014, it's been an interesting year. We've had the advent of MMR, and perhaps one of the other trends is we've seen much more mainstream use of bridging finance. What have kind of been the highlights for you?
I think the highlights really is it's going to be a boom time for landlords. The FCA, in their wisdom, are making it more and more difficult for people to get main residence mortgages, with MMR, as you said, come in, which has made it much harder. And also we're seeing now, in the last few days, it's being reported that lenders under the influence of the FCA are turning down people for main residence mortgages at any age 40 plus. For me, it's a simple correlation. If you can't get a mortgage, you need somewhere to live, which means you've got to rent. And I think the proportion of people that are unmortgageable, or unmortgageable to the degree that buys them a property, is going to massively increase in the remainder of this decade. So clearly councils and public authorities are not going to be in a position to fill that rental gap, and that leaves it for private landlords. So I think there's a huge opportunity to just get as much property as you can and rent it out, because the tenants will come. To paraphrase a famous film, you buy it and they will come.
Indeed. If we look forward to 2015 then, you see it as a really boom time for landlords. Obviously we've got pension reform coming in April as well. So what kind of strategies and financing techniques do you feel will give landlords a competitive edge? Is it still kind of refurb and add value?
Well, I think there are different strategies, but it's all about the price you can buy at relative to the value of the property and the value you can add to the property. And I think those are the two things. You've got to create your margin in doing that. And if people know me, that and the stuff that I work with and teach, I help people to do that. If they've got cash, that's great. I would always encourage people to do it with their own cash or someone else's cash, and create zero borrowing costs if you can. But I'm a great fan of bridging finance, because I think it actually gives you an edge in the market. Because if you can say to a vendor, I'm in a position to exchange in the next few days and complete in the within 28 days if I have to, that gets you deals. And bridging finance certainly helps do that. And I've seen a big expansion of people that are prepared to consider bridging finance. For the vast majority of people, still really scary. And one of the sort of numbers that I see bandied about and tend to work with is that there is somewhere near 2 million landlords in this country. Probably 99% of them never go to an exhibition like this, or to a property meeting, or get any education. So of that 1% or less than 1% to do, that already gives you an edge.
Indeed.
But even what I see is, out of that 1%, very few of those are comfortable using bridging finance.
Well, hopefully we can educate landlords and help them learn the benefits of it. But just to finish, Kevin, I'm going to ask you to peer in your crystal ball. Do you think we'll see some innovative new products, higher loan-to-values in 2015?
I think lenders, and certainly my main focus is bridging lenders, I think they are prepared, some of them are prepared to be innovative. We've certainly seen, not many, but a few lenders edging up on higher loan-to-values. I specifically deal with the lenders that will lend against value, not purchase price, and they're gradually opening up and finding if there's a strategy that makes sense to them, they're prepared to consider it. So I think we will.
Okay, so 2015 is going to be a great year, boom time for landlords.
I sincerely believe it is. Yeah.
You heard it here first from Kevin Wright. Thanks, Kevin.
That's all right. You're welcome.